Very good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. All first day, so all the preparations done.
It's um, just first keynote speech and inaugural and keynote speech
Is over.
has
Achha.
completed.
So I'm the first speaker. Huh? Good. Okay. First day, first show.
Good afternoon to all the participants. We have among us a very dynamic personality, very dynamic personality, Mr. Rajeev Talpule, sir. She's a CEO, RECTO in cable operation, and he will deliver talk on innovative technical education practices. So this is our first session. So a very warm welcome, you sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we see a hand up? You have a query, Arun Kumar ji? Okay, madam, you want me to wait till 3 o'clock? It's 2 minutes still, or we start?
I think there are 54 participants. So, sir, we may start, and rest of the participant will join. They are joining, I think. Within 2 minutes, they will join.
Absolutely okay. I'm good to go. So thank you so much for all those who logged in before and are present. I'm sure you had your lunch. And for any speaker, the most difficult part is to be that 3 o'clock slot. वो 3 से 9 का जो time है, 3 to 4, 3 to 5. By the way, I'm from Pune, and मैडम पूना में यहाँ वो बोलते हैं वो पूना में 1 से 4 सब सो जाते हैं. No, that's a siesta time for people in Pune. But I hope in Bhilai that's not true. I hope people will be awake, and I'll make sure that they'll be awake also. But I'm sure they'll. By the way, we all are teachers, so if I see some people alive, so I know that I'm talking to a live audience. So 1 or 2 people at least open the cameras. Let me say hello, hi, and then we can start. I can only see ma'am's camera on. एक दो कैमरा तो दिखाना तो I will feel that I'm talking to at least some people.
Hello sir, good afternoon. I am Namita Pant from Dehradun.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Really appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. And
Yeah,
how's the
I'm
weather
very
in
good.
Dehradun?
It's very cold out here,
I understand.
North India.
I understand. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this program.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. This is Shahid here from Pondicherry. I am from the other extreme. It's quite warm here.
Oh, wow. Pune thoda sa thandi lag raha hai because when the north gets some snow, we get a good. Satish ji, namaste. Thank you for keeping your cameras on.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon,
Very
sir.
good afternoon.
Satish Chandran from Coimbatore.
Arey, kya baat hai. I was not knowing that we are all from the whole part of India. So it's a
Yes.
real nice.
Here also
Yeah.
the weather is.
Actually, we are the participants from all over the India, all over the country.
Thank you so much. You can
Yes,
switch
sir.
it off, sir. It's very kind of you. Thank you for being a part of this. Let me start. Let me start my proceedings. I hope you can see the screen, and the screen is moving. Yes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rajeev Talpule. I'm a mechanical engineer. Did my master's from USA. Came back. We have a family business. We distribute electrical switchgear. If you have come to know a company called Larsen and Toubro, we are distributing Larsen and Toubro switchgear products. वो starters वगैरह हम लोग बेचते हैं. I'm also visiting faculty at Symbiosis Institute of Technology Business Management, where I teach a course called as Creativity and Innovation. Yeah, वो वहाँ पढ़ाया जाता है. It's a 3-credit, 2-credit course. And beyond that, I do some soft skills training. I'm a mentor at IIT Powai and many other institutes. That's my passion. That's my hobby. I have authored a few books. I have a website by the name rajeevtulpe.com, and been a past president of Rotary Club and also a past president of Electrical Association. By the way, I'm leaving the screen for some time on this because, by the way, I'll keep on looking left because I have another screen on the left-hand side where I can see the chat. So don't worry. And by the way, my wife is also sitting on my left hand side. So all those things what you're seeing is done by her. Coming back, whenever I take any programs, I see some people who look similar like this. Now, who are these people? These are people who feel that they know all. हमने PhD किया है, हमने ये किया है, हमने सब किया है. Though why I'm there? Because maybe someone would have forced me. So that is why I'm there. Otherwise, यार मेरे को बहुत काम है. And then I should not be here. But see, चल 3 बजा है, अभी कुछ करने के लिए नहीं है तो है, you know. And then the second kind of people are the people who I call them as S2S. S2S is screen to screen. So they will have multiple screen. They will, in fact, अगर वो screen कम है तो TV लगाएंगे या mobile का screen चलाएंगे. So this is the second kind of people I encounter whenever I go to a lot of these sessions. But I believe and pray. I have audience. Maybe it's about 83 of you, minus 182. I believe they fall in this category. This category I see is the category of seekers. I know we all are teachers. I know you have a doctorates. I know you have great degrees. You have learned a lot of. But I had a professor who said that it's like whenever you're going to any session, like we go to a religious place, we leave our chappals outside. Similarly, we have to leave our degrees. We have to leave our knowledge outside. So my humble request, हाथ जोड़ के आपसे नम्र विनंती है कि please allow yourself to get something. Because it's like you come to anything. We are not here to impress anyone. We are here to express. And the very fact that you are a teacher of such an esteemed university, you have already proven. So there is nothing to prove. What is left is to improve. And there is nothing to impress. What is left is express. And I know we are in a very limited way where the old Gandhi monkeys have come.
Your voice is not audible, sir.
Hello, sir. Your voice is not audible.
So voice not audible, sir.
I think your mic is sir, mute, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Your mic
Yeah,
is
now audible, sir.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. So I
Now
need to
you are
repeat. You want me to repeat? Oh, I'm sorry for that. Let's get back fast as per this. What I was saying was, whenever we okay, fine. I'm extremely sorry for that. Okay, this was the starting where I said that this is my introduction. We then went out to say that there are people in most of these seminars who feel that they know all, because they come to the session just to find out as a compulsion or something, and when they are there just because someone would have forced them to be there. Then we encounter people who move from screen to screens. These are the people who keep all the screens on, and abhi wo bhi kam pad gaya to TV bhi laga dete hai. And then that's what there are some people. But I pray and I hope all 96 guys, thank you so much, we are approaching 100, 96 guys on the call would be of this category. I had a professor who used to say that whenever you go to any training program, mera hai, kiska hai, wo fikir mat karo. It's like going to a temple where we keep our chappals outside. So I think we should be keeping all our degrees, all our knowledge outside. So my request to all of you, please come with an open mind. Please come with a glass which is empty perhaps. And I'm sure you will take back a lot of things as we go along. So coming back, we already have proved ourselves. We already have proved ourselves. We are here to improve. And we are not here to impress anyone, but we are here to express. So all these things, I'm sure we will do in next 1.5 hours. Unfortunately or fortunately, we are into an era where we are not, we are online and not where we can see each other, feel each other, meet each other, discuss with each other. But let's make most of it, because as I understand, we have an audience which is pan-India. And I'm sure this is itself a boon in disguise, because otherwise I would not have been able to connect. I would not have been able to connect pan-India. So with this, few things before we really hit on to the class. Participate wholeheartedly. जो भी करेगा कमाल का करेगा, वरना नहीं करेगा. I think that should be the spirit of this. Contribute through the chats. I can see the chat window, and then that's where you can unmute also if you want. Please have a paper and a pen. Mera jeevan kora kagat kora hi reh gaya. Please don't allow your life to be like that. Have a pen which writes. And then the session plan, let me tell you, the session plan will touch the introduction to creativity in first maybe 20-25 minutes. I'll talk about what is my understanding of creativity. And then the second part, we will see creativity in teaching. That's what you all are here for. And I'm sure we all will benefit at the end of this 1.5 hour session. And if at all you want to write anything, please do write. I call this as brain tattoos. If you want to take a picture, please feel free to take a picture of this. So with this, let's get into the action. Just give me a heads up if you are able to hear my sound. The screen is moving properly, so I can go ahead.
Everything is clear, sir.
Thank you so much. Let's get back to where we started. Do I see a raised hand, please? Okay, I presume that's probably a mistake. Okay, let's get back to the first thing. The latest buzzword I'm sure you all must be talking about, hearing about, is the word called creativity. I would request you, when you hear this word called creativity, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? Just please crank up 1 or 2 lines, 1 or 2 sentences. I'm Professor from Pune. Good to hear you again. Thank you, Ashwini, sir. Thank you. Thinking laterally. Okay. What else? Just a word or two. When you hear this word called creativity, bringing something different. Thank you. Okay. What are those thinking? Absolutely right. Something new. Brilliant. A thought process. A new thought process. Khan Saab very rightly said. Are jaane wale ho sake to laut ke aana. I can see people moving out. Discovery. Okay. Right. Great. All those, whatever you have seen, whatever you have read, or whatever you have put down in the chat is right. I'm going to tell you a word which I'm sure most of you would know. This word in Indian thing is called a jugaad. I believe this is the best definition what a creativity could be. Creativity is nothing but jugaad. It is a workable solution to a problem. So if at all you are not confused, if you are confused with the word creativity, ये एक solution है, and solution to a problem. Let me give you my interpretation of what the word creativity stands for. Listen carefully. If you want to write down, please write down. According to me, the best definition or a more relevant definition of creativity is the ability. Again, creativity is the ability. Kiski ability hai? Ability to generate multiple solutions to a problem. Simple. Creativity is the ability to generate multiple solutions to a problem. See, there are people who will say, problem hai na, ban kar do. You know, these are called atrupta atmas. I call them as atrupta atmas because वो क्या है, कुछ तो ये हो गया, बंद कर दो. अभी क्या है, इंटरनेट चालू नहीं है, बंद कर दो. ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. You know, they are off to closing things. And whereas there are some people who say that problem hai na, to मैं हूँ ना, Shahrukh Khan, right? मैं हूँ ना. So they will say that I'm there where problem is there. So this is where, because I have the capability to give multiple solutions. Let me explain you this concept with an example. This example is during our COVID, the first part 1, when it came, there were lifts and all the tall buildings where we were supposedly not touching the buttons because there was a chance that वो virus इसमें से आपको आ जाएगा. So the few people in the society said that यार आज के बाद lift हम लोग बंद नहीं करेंगे. You know, those are the atrupta atmas. Every society has it. I'm sure if you resonate, say hello, hi, yeah. And then there are few people who say that कोई problem नहीं, like Satish said, use wooden sticks or a pencil, yeah. So this is where people were suggested, yeah, I am the solution man. I can use a lot of things. I can use gloves, I can use pen, I can use toothpicks. Can you suggest me some other solutions? Can I see something on the chat, or you can unmute and tell me? If this was the problem is I should not touch my finger, what else I can do? मेरा घर तो 7वें मंजिले पे है. I cannot just walk every time. So what is that I should be doing it, or I could do it? Come on. Can I have some replies on the chat box? What is that I could be doing as to not touch my hand but still be able to operate the lift? Like Satish said, okay, keys. Pradeep said keys, okay. Use, okay. Voice enabled, right, Satish ji? Okay, what else? A small stick, okay. Okay, use paper. Okay, interesting, doctor. Okay. So all those who are thinking are use tissues. Okay, all those who are thinking are trying to give a solution to a problem. So all those who perhaps have thought, have contributed, and thank you so much for the contribution. I see about 104 people on the call. My request to all of you, please contribute. कुछ नहीं, आज हम थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके से सोचना देखते हैं क्या होता है. So unless you contribute, this is so deadly time, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and to keep us awake and keep us glued, I'm sure we all have to together work towards it. So the solutions, few of them I've listed. There could be more solutions, like people could use a proximity switch, people could use a QR code, or all those senior people on the call. एक picture था पहले दीवार, or there Shashi Kapoor says मेरे पास माँ है, तो आज के लोग क्या बोलते हैं, मेरे पास Alexa है. So you could always have Alexa, take me to floor 11, and that's where the lift will go. So this could be one of the way, and maybe then there could be other way where people have started using a foot operated lift. See, kahan se kahan aa raha hai. Now let me reconcile and tell you what we started. We started with a problem. We said that creativity is the ability to give multiple solutions to a problem. अगर आपके पास multiple solutions आप दे सकते हो, तो आप शायद ज्यादा क्रिएटिव हो. So ये creativity का मतलब मैं आपको convey करना चाहता था with this small example. And then I want you to believe one thing, that there is never end to the solutions, because there will be always n+1 solution, where n is the number of solutions which you and me have found, and +1 is the solution which perhaps existed which we have not found. So this is the theory of the creativity. Okay, this is one example. In schools, a lot of children have the same school uniform. We as a kid have also faced this. I'm facing this problem. This poor guy is facing this problem. Can you suggest me what can be a solution possible? The solution needed is I need to wear the chappals which I was wearing few minutes back. So what is the solution? I would be using it. Come on. Please type it out. Please unmute. Please make sure that you contribute. I'm looking for suggestions. Solution depends on available resources and making, yes, sticking names. Okay. Chalo. Then Mahesh left, Mahesh right. So that can be just make a mark. Okay. Color coding. Why not, Madam Shindeji? Professor Ji, thank you. Many more suggestions, please. Numbered slots. Okay, you can have slots where you can keep those things. I'm sure you must have encountered this, because मैं जब school में था, we all had the same shoes. Getting our own shoes was always a problem, right? So all those people who were able removing chappal somewhere where no one keeps, wonderful. That's the way I'm loving it. Now we all are thinking it. Okay, Ritika ma'am, thank you for your contribution. Okay, let's take it ahead. Shelves. So then you can have all those things, whatever you have listed there, and then Garima ma'am, shelves, right? Then there is and always, like I said, will be one more solution. The solution is perhaps on your screen. See, we all have we are using tokens, yes, but then there could be one more solution which is on the screen. I have said, where you could just tie it with simple thread. अपन बिग बाजार या डीमार्ट में जाते हैं, तो आपके इसमें वो छोटा सा ₹2 का ₹1 का कुछ रबर बैंड जैसा यूज कर देते हैं और ये करते हैं. Point over there is solutions will exist. There will be always n+1 solutions in this. Before we go to actual creativity in teaching, let me tell you, for most of you, there is slight confusion. Even I, when was studying this subject, I had a confusion between creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. What could be the difference between a creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship? So let's understand this with an example. A creativity is nothing but an idea. Again, creativity कुछ नहीं है लेकिन idea है. चलो आज कोविड है, so I want to make a mask. तो मेरे को आइडिया है, मास्क आ गया, बट देन इट इज नॉट अ सिंपल आइडिया, इट इज अ आइडिया विच परहैप्स इज गोइंग टू सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम. सो क्या हो जाता है, किड्स आर नॉट वेयरिंग अ मास्क, सो आई कम अप विद द आइडिया, चलो यार एक किड्स के लिए मास्क बनाते हैं. और व्हाट इज दैट किड्स लाइक? Kids like cartoon characters. So let me make mask with the face of cartoon characters. So I think this is a brilliant idea, right? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Practical application of creativity is innovation. Okay, yes. So I have decided. Thank you. Please, थोड़ा सा आप anti-gravity आपके ये करो. Imagine you are talking, you are also a speaker and you have children who are not communicating. So I please don't make me feel like that. I thank you for all those who are making effort to write. So my idea here is to make mask which will have cartoon characters. Now this is creativity. Now what is innovation? Suppose I get the idea, then I make the mask actually. मैं जाके mask लेके आता हूँ, उसको कार्टून कैरेक्टर्स ड्रॉ करता हूँ, और मे बी रश्मिता को, अंजू को, रितिका को, डॉक्टर श्रीनिवासन को एक दो सैंपल्स देता हूं, और आई टेल देम कि आपके घर में बाजू में कुछ किड्स है, तो उनको आप ये दिखाओ और चेक इट अप वेदर दिस विल वर्क. सो व्हाट इज दैट आई एम डूइंग? आई एम मेकिंग अ प्रोटोटाइप. So difference between a creativity and innovation is making a working prototype of your ideas. Yes, no, clear idea? It's a prototype which is working, and this working prototype is called as innovation. Okay, let's get into the third part. Then what is entrepreneurship? अगर ये चला product, so everyone liked the product, then I decide that ये mask, चलो I'll make this mask for 100 rupees, या कुछ इसको डिस्काउंट देंगे 80 रुपए को, या I do this and start selling this. So once I sell this, it becomes a business. That's an entrepreneurship. So these three concepts, or maybe four also. The fourth one is startup. Now this startup also is nothing, but I will tell you a shorter way of startup. Startup is like you're going from say Pune to Mumbai, it takes about 4 hours, and buy a normal car. Startup is nothing, doing a business sitting in a F1 car. Simple. That is, maybe they will have a super speed, they will do 2x, 3x, 10x, they will use a lot of IT, they will be having a big team. So this is the difference. So four concepts I want you to know before we get into ahead. One, creativity. Creativity is idea, creativity is idea, creativity is idea. Innovation, prototype of that idea. Working prototype of that idea is innovation, right? Innovation होने के बाद प्रोडक्ट एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी हो गया, फिर आई स्टार्ट माय बिजनेस, डेबिट क्रेडिट डिस्काउंट वॉर ये वो चालू किया, उसको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कहा जाता है. एंड स्टार्टअप इज अ बेटर फॉर्म ऑफ बिजनेस और अ डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ बिजनेस. आई विल नॉट से बेटर, आई विल से अ डिफरेंट फॉर्म, बिकॉज इट परहैप्स is built on a different premises. That in Pune we have a business which says that I will not have any my shop has no other branches, whereas a startup will say that यार आप कल मार्स पे भी जाओगे ना, मैं वहां पहुंचूंगा, जहां आदमी है वहां मैं हूं. So that is kind of attitude these startups people would have. They will use a lot of ITs, they will use a lot of other concepts. So a smaller version is a business. Startup is a different business. So I'm sure let's not spend more time. I just wanted to brief you on what creativity is, what are these four concepts, and why it is so important. There's a famous song earlier where people were saying na bibi bhi na bachcha na baap bada na maiya. The whole thing is that ke bhaiya sabse bada rupaiya. That's where people with a lot of money were treated powerful. And then came an era where gold, they said that, okay, money up and down hota hai, gold is the only stable currency. सो जिसके पास सोना है वो दुनिया में सबसे पावरफुल है. तो इवन द बॉलीवुड स्टार्टेड सेइंग, अरे मोना डार्लिंग पीछे की गाड़ी में सोना है, एंड ऑल दोस डायलॉग्स ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. सो नेक्स्ट बेस्ट पीपल सेड दैट जिसके पास सोना ज्यादा है वो ज्यादा पावरफुल है. फॉलोइंग अप दे केम अप, someone discovered maybe in 80s or 90s कि यार ये सोना ज्यादा अप्रिशिएट नहीं हो रहा है, लेकिन there is something which is called as a black gold, and suddenly the currency of world became कि जिसके पास ऑयल है वो सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल है, महंगा है. And then from oil, it recently about 5 years back they migrated to a data कि data जिसके पास है वो है. But today, believe me friends, one single idea is the new currency of the world, because idea is one powerful thing which can perhaps change lot many things for good. So today it's no longer the most powerful person in the world is no longer the person with more money or more sona or more data or more black gold. It's the person who has the idea, which has the capability of multiplying or creating difference in the world. So this is where the importance of idea is there. This is where the creativity importance is there. Let me take a minute. We are already into 20 minutes of our session. I always believe that this is this should be a lighter version. So they say that I got this slide somewhere on the net. They say that every 20 minutes, look to your left, look to your right, look up, look down, look 20 feet beyond, blink your eyes for 20 seconds. I'm sure you all will be refreshed with this and ready for the next session. So let's move ahead. I'm sure you must have looked back. By the way, you can have your cappuccinos, whatever coffee. By the way, hot water is what I'm drinking. So all that is okay. If you're eating something, I'll send my mail ID and I will send my address. You can Denzo me all those things, what you're eating perhaps. But till the time, let's get back to the era. There's something which is called as BC, which was called as BC. I'm talking about March 2020. जब मित्रों, हमारे पीएम साहब जब मित्रों बोले, तो जो एरा था वो बिफोर क्राइस्ट नहीं है, वो बिफोर कोरोना एरा था. तो दिस एरा वाज 2020 मार्च के पहले. तो एडी क्या है? एडी इज आफ्टर डिस्टेंसिंग. सो डिस्टेंसिंग अभी जब कोरोना खत्म हो जाएगा, जब हम आप गले मिलना चालू करेंगे, जब वो दूरियां आप और हम में से कम हो जाएगी, तब वो एडी है. तो अभी क्या है? अभी इसको बोलते हैं अभी ड्यूरिंग कोरोना. During Corona, this is DC is not DC current. DC is during Corona. Friends, colleagues, if you and me have to be relevant in AD, if you and me have to be relevant in AD, creativity is the only possible tool which will keep you relevant. अगर आप और हमको जिंदा रहने का है, let me be very blunt, let me be very frank. If you and me have to be relevant in the AD, और ये क्या है? AD ज्यादा दूर नहीं है. Maybe God's grace, अगर 3-6 महीने में ये we will come out of this pandemic, but then pandemic जाएगा, लेकिन आप अगर क्रिएटिव नहीं होंगे तो शायद आपके लिए और हमारे लिए सबके लिए मुश्किल हो जाएगा. The problem is not that we are not creative. We are born creative. Problem is we don't stay creative. There's something with the education system which you and me have gone, because what is happening is that we are giving stress to the only one right answer. Again, ये 21 likely, पुणे में एक 21 likely का बुक आता है. पुणे में ये सब कि I will give you these answers, आप ये पढ़ के आओ तब आप पास हो जाओगे. And because of that, क्या हुआ है? वो झापड़, these are blinkers. वो घोड़ा रहता है ना, वो घोड़े को ऐसे ब्लिंकर्स लगाते हैं. रेस के घोड़े को वो लेफ्ट कुछ नहीं देख सकता, राइट कुछ नहीं देख सकता, वो खाली सीधा. वो उसको वन नैरो माइंडेड हो जाता है, और उसके कारण क्या हो जाता है? वो उसका थिंकिंग एबिलिटी कम हो जाती है और वो नैरो माइंडेड हो जाता है. लाइक यू रिमेम्बर, आई वाज टोल्ड समटाइम व्हेन जब मैं छोटा बच्चा था, बड़ी शरारत करता था, तो मेरे को ड्राइंग करना. आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव ऑल गॉन टू द ड्राइंग क्लासेस, और नहीं है तो हैव यू गॉन? यस, नो, यस. ड्राइंग क्लासेस तो गए रहेंगे, राइट? Not thinking out. Yes. So all drawing classes, you must have been told to draw a scene. Yeah, Namita ma'am, आपने you still draw. Wonderful. So you must have drawn a mountain and then this, and उस वक्त maybe I would have been 7th 8th standard. My teacher somewhere said that तुम्हारा drawing उसके drawing से अच्छा नहीं है, तो शायद तुम creative नहीं हो. तो sometime that time I was told 6th standard 7th standard, you're right, I was told that मेरा drawing शायद क्लास में जो 2 बच्चे हैं ना, वैभव है और वो सुजीत है ना, उसका ड्राइंग देखो और आपका जो इट डजंट नो, रिवर इतनी बड़ी दिख रही है, ढब्बी दिख रही है, एंड वो बोट आपने ऊपर ही की है, बोट अंदर जाना चाहिए ना, ऑल दोस थिंग्स, एंड दे कंक्लूडेड दैट आई एम नो लॉन्गर क्रिएटिव. बिकॉज उस वक्त लोग क्या सोचते थे कि जो ड्राइंग अच्छा करता है, ये करता है, वो क्रिएटिव है, जो मैथ साइंस ये है वो शायद नहीं था. I drew a tractor with water to field, Camlin contest. Oh, wow, Satish, my compliments to you. I wish I would have drawn, great, would love to see this tractor. And then there was one category of people where people believed that these people are creative. कि कोई स्कूल में गाना गाता था, अरे यार क्या बच्चा, ताली बजाओ, ये अच्छा है, ये पेन करता है, सिंग करता है, म्यूजिशियन. So if I don't fall into that categories, I was labeled as non-creative person. So उस वक्त के मेरे दिमाग में ये myth घुस गया था कि मैं creative नहीं हूँ. So these are the myths. These are, Nimita, absolutely right. Joshi man, absolutely right. These are a form of creativity, but this is only one part. The myth is that I'm showing you this figure purposefully because बहुत लोग ऐसा कहते हैं कि मेरे घर में, मेरे खानदान में कोई क्रिएटिव आदमी नहीं है, कि मेरे पिताजी अमिताभ बच्चन नहीं है या ये नहीं है. अगेन, it is only 10 to 15% of creativity comes down, rest you have to learn. So अगर आपके खानदान में कोई क्रिएटिव आदमी नहीं है, तो don't worry, you can be the first creative of your family. आप छाती फोड़ के बोल सकते हैं कि yeah, I am the first creative औलाद of this company. So being just a son of a creative person is no longer a guarantee that you would be creative. Second, बहुत बार कॉलेजेस में इसमें हो जाता है, यार क्रिएट को करने का है, बहुत महंगा है. अगर नहीं करने का है तो एक्सक्यूज है. If you see this picture on the screen which I am showing you, can you speak in English? I will definitely. I'm using some Hindi words. I'm sorry for that. I'll correct and try and correct myself. The tape, coming back to the example, a lot of people feel that allow me to give some dialogues in Hindi. वो Bollywood Hindi dialogue convert करने के लिए मेरे को नहीं आएगा. But then beyond that, I will definitely try to speak a lot of things in English. I hope it's okay to you, sir. Coming back to the example, a lot of people feel that creativity is expensive. Now look at the example over there. What has he done? The problem was in a medical place. Touching hand was a problem. So they used a tape. क्या किया उन्होंने? Ankle को tape लगाया. So whenever I move my ankle, the signal I get over here, it's pain. So I'm not, whenever I move my ankle, touch me not. So what is that expense he must have created? That's 10 rupees, 20 rupees. So with the just spending 10 rupees and 20 rupees, he was able to solve a problem. So at most of the time, point over here is creativity is not expensive. And at most of the time, the resources available will be in your college only. Take my word. You will have the resources to solve the problem in your own college. Everybody is creative. If they land up in trouble, they always try to come up with that. Beautifully said, man. Yes. But वो बोलते हैं ना crude. They say that if you are really in a shit, then you will try all those things. But why not be in a shit and still try? Is what is the purpose of this session. A lot of people feel that I'm not expert in finance, so I may not be able to tell you this. I don't know theory of machines, so I may not be able to tell you that. But then not always expertise helps. Again, expertise helps, but not always expertise is a requirement, because expertise at times can become a problem because you go so deep into that you always start seeing problems in it. So it's better not to be there. You always will see that a non-financial guy will give a good example, or a non-engineer would perhaps give a good solution to a problem. So third myth I want you to take it away from you is you need not have all the knowledge of the domain. And one of the most important myth which we have been living for throughout, a lot of people feel that creativity only happens in products. Bilkul nahi, absolutely not. iPhone 4 आएगा, 5 आएगा, 6 अभी 13 के बाद 14 है, that's true. But creativity is not only restricted to products, it is now available in everything and everything, processes, products, plans, services. But the most important thing, what will happen in creativity is in the service sector. Take my word. We are in the service sector. I call teaching as a service. It's not a product. It's a service. We learn something and we deliver something. And this is where a lot of creative things can happen. Just like in shopping, just like they don't say that it is, please call a taxi. They have stopped calling taxi. They say, Ola bulao. So that's where so the fourth myths I just want you to remember before we go ahead is we need not have someone in our family who is creative. Second, creativity is not always costly. Third, not all knowledge of that subject may be required. And fourth, it is not restricted to the artistic creativity, that's drawing, crafts, and it's not only restricted to the products, it's a whole thing. फिर ये सब नहीं है creativity, तो creativity है क्या? अरे ये क्या है? What is creativity? दोस्तों, creativity is nothing but a skill. You can forget your name, you can forget anything, you can forget anything. Creativity is nothing but a skill, and skill can be learned. When you and me were born, first day, first show, we did not start cycling, right? Someone of our parent, brother, sister, they helped us out with this. They taught us. So creativity is something can be learned. This is what message I wanted to give you, that even if you feel that you are not creative, absolutely okay. You were creative when you were a child, but maybe because of some circumstances, you started into that only one answer. So shayad something we have left back. So what is creativity? What is that we are going to try? It's like something, the right thing, the right brain. They say that we have brains, right? Don't worry, we all have brains. The left brain and the right brain. And what the left brain has? The left brain has all the statistics inside. And the right brain has all the creativity. So what has happened as we have grown, the right brain, again, the right thing we have left behind. Arey wah, kya dialogue hai? The right brain has been left behind. तो आपको क्या करने का है? वो राइट ब्रेन जो पीछे छूट गया स्टेशन, किसी स्टेशन पे छूटा, this has been left onto a station, we have to get it back. Do you agree? Yes, no? Hello? Do we have to agree? We all have right brains, but somewhere in our life, we have left that right brain behind. You and me have to get it back and be, thank you so much. I'm loving it. I'm loving the participation. That, yes, gives us a lot of energy and boost for the later. So this creativity, agar aap aur humko, so like the first half I said, we wanted to tell you about this. The creativity, if we want to improve creativity, we have to learn. And the learning has to happen. Like they say that there are 4 P's of creativity. First is a person, खुद को बदलना चाहिए. दूसरा, आप और हम, we are sitting in a place. The place also needs some improvement. We might be doing some processes. They also have to go through some variations. And the product also has to go under some variations. So a creative person is a person, if you want to ourselves do, I'm going to take it slightly fast on the person, because few things as a person you can do, which I will run through this. Please, I'm going to say a line and see if you can agree. If you are at peace within yourself, again, if you are at peace within yourself, then only you can be peace with the outside world. If you agree, say yes. अगर आप अंदर से शांत है, तो ही आप बाहर से शांत हो सकते हैं. And the fastest way to be at peace with yourself is meditate. Sir, 10 minutes, gift yourself 10 minutes and don't tell me you don't have 10 minutes. If you don't have 10 minutes, sit in the toilet for 10 more minutes. But gift yourself 10 minutes, because meditation is better than medication. And that's the fastest way, because you come to a class very agitated. You're fighting with your spouse, children, and whatever problems you have in the world, and you download on the children. That is the most suicidal thing that could ever happen. So make sure that meditation is a part of your life. Be a child. Wherever you get life, please, we all say that, God, give me one boon. Make me the child again who is carefree. But then the child can be carefree, curious. It's not that stubborn child. It has a curious child who's asking questions. Make me that child. Let me think differently. I cannot perhaps survive if I say that Control C, Control V. I wish Control C, Control V was abolished. Have a day where you should not use Control C, Control V. Let me do some out of thinking. तो नॉर्मल थिंकिंग सभी लोग करते हैं यार, थोड़ा सा अलग करते हैं. सो अगर खुद को बदलने का है, लेट मी ऑब्जर्व थिंग्स. नाउ ऑब्जर्व दिस लाइक व्हाट इज इट and what is it for me is what you should be kept, and whatever is good. Suppose you find some slide good, please capture it. Suppose you find some line good, please capture it. There is no copyright over here. There is nothing right. Please share whatever is good. But then you also have to add your tadka. Let me come back to that. Coming back, you also have, if you want to be creative, you also have to have a place. Pause for a minute. It is not medication that we have to do, but we have to be meditative. Okay, I take your word. Coming back, the place, just look around the place you are sitting, whether you are in the office, whether you're in the house. Do you have a table which has color pens? Do you have a table which has, say, clay? Do you have a table which has a bubble? Do you have a paper? All those things. Thank you, ma'am. If you have those things, wonderful. I think your place should be a place we should have all those things, because that's where, Maheshji, please invest. Maybe today have a lot of post-it pads, have rough papers, have, they say that because a 15 rupee bubble is better than a 15 rupee cigarette. Because if at all you want to, if you want to have a short of ideas, what is that you should be doing it? Bubble, please, bubble. Arey, God bless. Yeah, bubbling gives you so sukun milta hai na. I'm sure you will have brilliant ideas if you do this. And let me share one secret of success where I go to my class. The first day in my class, I take bubbles and clay with me. I teach a subject called creativity and innovation with my money, with my resources. I take them to Symbiosis. I distribute them. Without talking, I tell them to make something out of the clay. And this is how we spend 15-20 minutes of the day 1, 0. And see the change the students will happen. See, as we talk about, I'm going to share my experiences. I don't know right and wrong, but let me do that. It might work for you. It might work wonders for you. It has worked. Let me tell you, it has worked wonders for you. It breaks the ice like anything. Sir, people, अरे यार वो क्लास में आता और देखते हैं मेरे को क्ले से खेलने का है यार जिंदगी में कभी they are always used to exams and all those things, and someone is telling them to play with clay and bubble. So that's where the whole mahol change ho jata hai. Try it out. See, it's not costly affair, but then this works. So talking about person and place is what I wanted to tell you onto this. Creative Place, a book should be looking something like this. Have those things. Don't go by the standard ways of all those things. Have these things. See, a creative classroom. I wish I was, I would have again registered in this class. See the class, how many balls it has. See the tables. I can be on the floor. I can be, there are bean bags. Oh, that's my dream school. But if at all it's a dream school, I can attempt. Let me attempt to make something which looks something like this. Can I have my walls painted? Can I give my walls to the students to paint something? Can I do something by which they get involved in all those things? So make sure that whether it's your classroom, whether it's your table, or whether it's your surrounding, make sure that they are pro these things. And again, bubble and dove are the greatest thing. So let's wrap up the first part. Let me wrap up the first part and just take it fast as to where we started, and then come back to what I would like to share my insights onto creativity into teaching. We started by saying that creativity is the ability to generate multiple solutions. Please believe that there always will be, agar kisi ne solution nikla hai, to aisi baat, there is not that is the last possible solution. You will always have one more solution. Then we saw the difference between creativity is the idea, innovation is the prototype, entrepreneurs is the business, startup is a super fast business, and idea is the new currency, and creativity is acquired skill. Friends, remember this, creativity is an acquired skill. Talking on to public speaking is an acquired skill. Cycling is an acquired skill. Talking in German is an acquired skill. How do we acquire skill? We learn, we study, we practice. Similarly, creativity falls under this category. We have to learn, study, and do something about this. So this is what was part A of my session. If there is a question, let me pause for a minute till I get my second sheet up. And for others, please let me know if there is any question, so we will address that. Are you okay? Are you able to get what I'm saying? Okay, give me a minute. I'm just switching my... Okay, just give me a heads up if you can see the second screen. Are you able to see the screen? Thank you. Thank you. अभी थोड़ा सा मजा आएगा. We will now go into a session which I'm sure you all will benefit by listening to it, practicing to this. But I have few questions. जब मैं छोटा बच्चा, when I was small, if I asked you who was the chief minister or the finance minister when I was in 8th or 9th standard, or if I asked you a question wherein who was the wealthiest person at that time, so you must have said, "Are yaar, wo Ambani tab tha," or was it Ambani, or was it someone else, or was it Tata, or who was the Miss Universe at that time, or who was the chocolate hero of Bollywood? But if I would have asked you a question when you were in 9th and 10th standard, who was the teacher you liked the most? I'm sure most of the 117 people on the call would remember the name of the teacher. If yes, no. Do you remember? Yes, Alka Shukla ma'am, you know the name also. Wonderful, right? Right? You also know the name of the person, right? Even after 20, 30 years of your this, you still know the name of the teacher, your favorite teacher. Just reflect back. I want to take you back. I have the contact with of my teachers. Wonderful. So reflect back and just see what made him or her the favorite teacher. I would like you to unmute and tell me is what is that of her that has made her by which you are remembering him or her right today. One or two, please unmute and tell me what is that teacher has done to you by which you still remember her.
The way she taught.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. The way in which my teacher used to motivate me.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
It was the way the lively class that she had with us, the involvement that she used to take from the students and everything. I remember that so much.
Very well said. Very well said.
Hello.
Any one or two more? Yes.
Hello, sir. If we allow students for more engagement in an introductory session.
Yes. Rightly said.
Yes, it was the motivation and their appreciation for our small efforts.
Kya baat hai. I love this word. Appreciations for their small effort. So let me share with you a story.
I would like to add something.
Yes, please.
Teachers are the first leaders. The leader is the one who motivates us and influences who takes out from, he motivates us for the higher goals. He makes us realize what we are.
Perfectly said, sir. I resonate everything, and all 118 people on the call will also resonate with what we share. Let me share a story. This story is about the famous personality Bill Gates. Bill Gates, when he was a child, was bullied in his class. Sab log, everyone was giving some bad words, were patting him. They used to make laugh at him, and just to be out, he used to run to the library and sit there. For days, there was one teacher who observed him sitting in the library. And he knew that this student was from some class, and every day he used to come there, spend about 4 or 5 hours, and he used to go there. So one day the teacher picked up one book and just left the book on the table where Bill Gates was sitting. She said nothing. She walked away. First few days, and she was watching what he was doing. First few days, Bill Gates never touched the book also, but the second and third day, he started touching, he started browsing. And every day, this Bill Gates used to come to the library. The teacher used to pick a different book and keep it. And slowly, she started striking a conversation. She said that, friend, this is a book which I read yesterday. It's a beautiful book. And then she could walk away. Slowly, the rapport between the teacher and Bill was so nice that they started discussing what was good in that book, what was better, what was learning thing, and they became best of the best friends. And in his biography, Bill Gates said, it was because of that teacher, I am there today because of that teacher. Friends, how many of you would like to be the teacher who our students will write in their biography? Can I be the reason? Can I be the reason for students to come to the college, come to the class? Is what you and me are going to see. That will make us relevant in that AD, that is after distancing, is what I'm going to share some ideas. But folks, make sure that if at all, aapke student becomes successful and he shares your name, I think that would be the Bharat Ratna for you and me, because that's the thing which all teachers would be looking for, is when our student mentions somewhere in his life career that yes, this was the person that made difference. You are the best, and because of that, you created a difference in this. I'm going to share with you a tool of creativity. So all of you, please take a paper and a pen, and let's run through. Rashmina still remember how he made me recognize my own abilities without letting me. That's the beauty of a teacher. Yes, absolutely true. I love my students when I see all my students. Thank you. Coming back, let's take out the famous word in our thing, Saptapadi. All 7 auspicious steps, and most of the married people would have taken that 7 step. This is a acronym which is called which was developed by this smart-looking guy called Bob. But whoever has developed, don't worry. The message is more important than the messenger. When he was born, what he was born, 1942 में क्या हुआ, उसका मतलब नहीं है. For 40 साल, which year things happened is not important. What is important is what has happened in that year. So don't stress. Any time to give an answer, 1942. Please say what was happened is more important. Dates are probably only an indicative thing. Coming back, please write down this. I would request you to keep some space in between. So this is a word called scamper, SCAMPER, and we are going to apply this tool to our classrooms. So for next half an hour, we will see how best we can apply this tool to our classrooms, and just check it out, how we can develop, how we can be that best teacher for our children. So if you're ready, just let me know. We will proceed on to this tool. Yes, no, yes. Thank you. I hope and presume all of you are into the session, because this is what will be the best takeaways, what you would take out. The first alphabet of this technique. This is an acronym. See, I'm going to give you a roadmap or a trigger to help you improve your sessions. See, it's not that I'm mastering this. I've also learned from many of you, many of people like you. I'm learning still. I have whatever I have compiled, I'm going to share with you. I hope and presume this will be helpful for you. This is a framework. This framework, if you go by that framework, there are a lot of things that can happen. Substitute stands for this. The best example for substitute is a cricket match with a 12th player or something. I can substitute a product. Like here, what is I'm doing? I'm substituting a blackboard with a whiteboard. So it's as simple as that. Instead of that, I'm using this. Or when they use a 12th man in a cricket team, what is that they're saying? I'm substituting one of the player into something this. I'm going to share what I do. Right, wrong, I don't know. But perhaps people, Symbiosis keeps on calling me. So I presume that whatever I'm doing is better for the students. So they keep on inviting. I'm not a full-time faculty anywhere. And this is my passion and hobby to teach. I always wanted to do that, and God's grace got a chance to do that. Coming back, substitute S. What I do in my class is I believe that I cannot be the master of my subject. So what I do, I always called an expert. So all the sessions which I take, where I call someone to take a painting workshop who is a good painter. Okay, I talk about creativity in films, where I call a film director or a film personality and to share among the children. And if I'm talking about creativity in architecture, I will call an architect to share as to what he or she believes or does to make a monument, a house so beautiful. So my request to you, please don't go with a feeling that you are a jack of all and you know everything about the subject. Like possible solutions are always n+1. The subject will have something which perhaps you don't know or you are not aware of. Please don't hesitate to take a help of an. Taking help of others is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. Take my word. I was told by my professor when I started saying that I'll do this. Taking help of someone is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. I should know which baller I should have. I should know which expert I should get over here, because that's going to help. The end result is what? I have to deliver my best to my students. So if anything I do is going to help me, that let me do that. So I hope you agree to this. Yes, few yes, no. Thank you. The few people who are doing it, I'm liking it. But for others, make sure that you contribute something. It will help me, right? So if you feel that someone you know can add value to the topic, thank you. Thank you, Gupta ji. Thank you, Jain Saab. Thank you, John ji. If you feel that someone can add more value, please allow that. This is S, substitute. And this is what my class will look. See, I had a painting workshop. By the way, this is the first MBA students of the first year. The person in between is me. On the left-hand side is my wife, and on the right-hand side, you'll see that young girl. She's 23-year-old, and she took this session. And this is what we spend time in our creativity workshop. And believe me, it has worked for you, and I believe it might work wonders for the students. See, if you have one lecture like this at the start of the session, you have the whole class, like so cooperative. They will be coming up and saying that, oh yeah, what's for the next? So because now what has happened, the physical classes have been substituted by the e-class. So all those things, when you go back after these things, I still remember, when I was in 7th standard, my biology, what teacher took us to Empress Garden in Pune. Those who are from Pune, Empress Garden is a place where they have many trees. So she didn't teach what are the different names of the tree. What she did, she took the whole bus to the Empress Garden. She told us to write the names of the trees, what they say, and every tree had the names. Even after 35 years, I still remember that scene. Main tab 6 mein or 7 mein tha, and I remember running. We were running, yaar. My list had 50 trees. Someone had 70 trees. And it was so fun that even today, you remember that this thing so beautifully then. And I'm sure what stops us from doing it. So if you want to take your students to an actual Bhilai steel plant, you might as well take them. If you want to take them to see a hospital, take them there. If you want to see them to a park, might as well take them. The communication which we all used to make one-on-one is no longer that. It's now left to WhatsApp and mail. By the way, I have a WhatsApp group of every batch I teach? Yes, anyone wants to share something? Okay, I guess some speaker is on. Let me continue. This WhatsApp group, I use it to send them messages, not good morning, good afternoons, but whatever good is happening. Whenever I see a good invention, whenever I see a good video, someone shares a video, someone shares about competitions, someone shares about anything, I make sure that I put it on the group. This group, even after I have about 4 batches, will be the 4th batch I will be completing. All these are on this, and they're still on that group, and they are a part of this. They also share if something is good as happening, something they have done. But make sure that you have a healthy communication. Please use WhatsApp wherever this. So substitute the written mails, substitute the circulars, substitute all those earlier things. Pre-BC class, before Corona, March 2020, all those things may not be valid when you come back, because now when you come back, the classes will not be the same as it would perhaps be a hybrid model where you still will have to go online and offline. So this is what substitute. Now I leave it to you. After every word, please reflect back as to what is that you can substitute in your class, because you would be doing something. I'm not authority in this. Please think. Please pause a minute. In fact, I will pause a minute and allow you to write down under the word substitute, what is that I would like to do in my classes? What is that I would like to substitute? Can I get an expert? Can I change some equipment? Can I make a WhatsApp group? Can I make an email group? Can I take them to the field trip? I'm teaching them. Say regarding fish. So there is an aquarium in my city. Can I take them to aquarium and then teach this? Right? Thank you. Thank you for all those who made effort to think and write. Let's get to the next word. The next word is very obvious. C stands for combine. See, Bachchan had that movie, Do Hum Do Hai or Do Har Do Paanch Bana De. In creativity, 2 and 2 is not 4, it's 5, or it can be anything. 1 and 1 is not 11. Oh, sorry, 1 plus 1 is not 2. It can be 22. Or use a case study. Khan Saab rightly said, we are coming to that. That's what you could substitute, Khanji. You can use a case study. Same example, you might always tell them a case study because they can relate to that. And one humble request, please use examples of Indian local examples, sir. People will connect faster. What happens in America, what happens in there, people don't connect because the resources they have perhaps are not there. So there are n number of people who have done good things in India. Please use these things. John Saab, yes, problem-based learning. Shindeji said live projects. Use example. Shawji says Raju. By the way, we share the same name, Rajuji. Thank you. Coming back to combine. This is a practical example which I wanted to show you. This example is where in Japan, I think today morning, Sanjeev sir gave you a lot of examples of Japan. But I have been to Japan, and for people who have been to Japan, over there, they have a wash basin and they have a sink. They have combined the two because wash basin, water which goes out, it's a lot of wastage. So they decided, why not combine these two things? And the product is similarly, what is that I can combine? What is that I can be combining in my session? Why do we need that? The attention span is reduced, whether you agree or not agree. The attention span which you and me were, when we were students, the classes were for maybe 1 hour, 45 minutes. Slowly they started reduced to 30 minutes. And they say that 17 minutes is the maximum attention span if the speaker is good, if you as a teacher are good. So beyond that, the attention, and even if you're watching TV, friends, they say that 9 minutes, 7 to 9 minutes up, your attention span is, so that's where they start the advertisement. So you and me have a challenge of having that attention span reduced. So let's combine them. Let's combine these things with, say, warm-up exercise. I go to a class and make them do some exercise. Yeah, that's what it is. Come on, I don't know whether you will do it or something like that. But then you can make them do some exercise where they're laughing exercises. So ha 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 ha. Then there's something like which is fountain where you bend down and say ha ha ha. For all those North Indian who love lassi, all those, please do it. I know I cannot see them, but please take your hand up. एक ग्लास में लस्सी पकड़ी और दूसरे ग्लास में लस्सी पकड़ी. करो दोस्तों, करो करो, क्या हो जाएगा? थोड़ा हंसी मजाक. We'll just laugh for a minute. So what is that you have to do? Pour one lassi from your one hand to the other and laugh. Pour the second again back to the first one. One more time. And then now you drink. So these are few warm-up exercises you could be doing it in your classes. Believe me, this will be so lively for all those things. Have all those things, whistles, clays, icebreaker games. There are a lot of things you can do. And the best thing you can have is the DIY. Yeah. Sir, every topic you and me teach, there will be a do-it-yourself practical. So even if it's making a boat or making something out of a paper, origami, I think there are a lot of kits available. Please go out in the market. Please request your professors, your HR people, and they are not very costly. You can perhaps supply them. You can give them these tools, or even if you can have one and you can replicate that as tools while teaching. So this is what I feel we could combine. On the screen, what you're seeing are playing cards. Now, if you go to my website, rajeevtulpule.com, I have combined education with entertainment. Now, what is entertainment? A playing card is an entertainment. What is education? There is a gap between a playing card wherein I have put puzzles, a lot of other things. There are 50 to 50 more titles where some monuments are there, some lateral thinking puzzles are there, some statistics are there, something like that. So what is that? An education plus entertainment. So I call my venture as edutainment. Education plus entertainment. I've combined those things. So when you combine fun with this, see the class mahal badal jata hai. Let me pause for a minute and allow you to think, what is that you can combine in your classes? And if you want to unmute or if you want to type it out, please let me know. It would be wonderful because it becomes a commitment also to you. Friends, what is that you can combine in your classes to make it more eventful? Oh. Are you there? Teaching with fun. Okay, how would you get that fun element into your class? Rajuji. Role play, beautifully said. Surejji, role play is a beautiful tool. Topics with activity, very right. Jansi ji, jo activity aap padhane wale hain na, think of that topic and think of an activity. I will give you an open offer. Take my number. If you want to share with me an activity, we will discuss. Share with me a topic. I will help you out, bring an activity onto this. On consumer behavior, painting face for a lecture and washing it away. I mean, I'm loving it. So that's where your creativity is coming out. Thank you, Ritika ji. Come on, I'm loving this. Few more. I'm going to pause because that's where I want you to think. Give a comb and ask for its uses. Satish ji, pause for a minute. I have a role play and let me see how many of you want to attempt it. Satish ji, I would love you also contribute to this. A situation like this, there is a monastery in a city. Monastery is a place where Buddha preaches there. It's usually on the hill. Now, there is a marketing team at the bottom, and the manager says that he want to thoda sa prank karna chahta. He said he gives a challenge to all his team. He says that you have to go up the monastery. Please, I have no, there is no intention of any disrespect. So it's just an example. Go up the monastery and sell them a comb. Give a comb. Satish sir ne jaise bola hai. give how can you sell a comb to a person who perhaps doesn't keep hair? So I'm going to you please unmute, don't type. Please suggest me an idea as how you will be able to sell a comb to a person who perhaps doesn't keep his hair, or in a Deshi term, taklu. Please unmute. Please suggest me ideas.
Sir, Satish here.
Yes.
I would request the people there know normally they use some instruments, the stick or something. No, they play some instrument to make a noise, make some sound. So I will advocate them to use this comb to make some noise, sound.
Wonderful, Satish. Wonderful. Loving it. Few more.
Sir, I would ask them to use the comb for either as a paintbrush, you make nice lines on them, identical lines, or you could use them as even to make rangoli decorations, etc.
Wonderful. Few more.
Sir, I would ask them to whatever little they call it tirtham or the sacred water or something, to mix it with the comb. It's a new comb. So.
Kya baat hai? Kya baat hai? Last one. One more, please. Ritika says if he doesn't have hair, he can comb his mustache. Wonderful. Better a scratching tool. Devyani, I have, and beautifully said, I will come back. He can sell it to your family. That's what is thinking creatively. Friends, what you're typing right now is thinking creative, because you have found out a solution which perhaps is not normal, is different, and you're finding multiple solutions to a problem. Because mera sale nahi hone wala hai, because he might say that I don't have hair, so I don't need it. But then you have to tell him what else can be used. I'll complete the story. It goes like this. The first salesman goes up and he sees everywhere that everyone doesn't have a hair, but he sees someone who is scratching a back, like Dr. Devyani says. So he runs to him. Sir, I have a comb. It can reach where your hand is not reaching. So he feels pity, yaar, he bhag ke aaya, dhoop mein hai. So he buys one comb. So he buys his one comb to scratch his back. So he comes down and says, I did first sell over there. And then the manager challenges, person who will sell 10 times, someone has to go and sell 10 times. Then ek aisa hi banda upar jata hai. He says that, let me try. Comb is not only for head, comb is used for mustache and beard. Yes, Yadavji. The second person goes there and he sees that there are a lot of wind coming here and there. And then because of the wind, most of the visitors to the monastery, unke baal ekdam designed, they were not the ones. So what he goes to the guy where they take out their chappals. He requests them, sir, when they go inside, they are not so good looking. So what we can do, we can keep the combs outside there. So before they enter the God's place, they can comb their hair and go in. And the monk who is handling the shoe racks says, okay, leave me 10 of them and we will give them. So people, when they come to remove chappals, they will comb their hair and go in. Oh, wow. This guy comes running, sir, I have sold 10 of it, and everyone claps. And he gives the last challenge. Can you give me an idea by which I can sell the whole stock right now? Anyone would like to attempt? The manager gave a task wherein all the combs had to be sold. What is that should be done? Any guess?
Probably the entrance, if there is a ticket to the monastery, so along with the ticket, one.
Okay.
You give one comb to everybody.
Okay. And then Ritika set up a barber shop for others. Okay. That's loving it. I thank you for laughing also. You got to give it a free gift. beautifully. Deepika, just unmute and say hello. This was one of the good thing, and I'm going because you have answered my question. Deepika, say hello to me. Oh, she wants to type it. Okay. Oh, just wanted to make sure that we are in communication and touch. Beautifully said, Deepika. The story goes like this. One guy goes up and he looks here and there and he goes and meets the head priest. And he meets a head priest and says to the head priest, Sir, I have a request to make. Is that he says that everyone was saying a word, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. So what if I type Buddham Sharanam Gacchami on the comb? So what is that they will do every morning? You want them to say Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. So whenever they start combing their head, they will see the line Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. So they will man hi man wo bolenge, and then it will be prayers to the God. Sir, if you like this idea, sir, I can make this Buddham Sharanam Gacchami on each comb and give it to you. Oh God, that priest woke up, embraced him. Are you have solved one of my problems because I want my disciple to say Buddham Sharanam Gacchami every day morning, and you have the solution. Kitna stock hai tumhare paas, sab bhej dalo. So the idea can make a difference. So the first person was giving a solution to the idea which was yesterday. Kya hua tha? Back pain. Scratching was the problem which was yesterday's. Second, combing the hair was the problem of today because the wind was blowing and that's where they wanted to turn his hair. But the last person gave a solution for future because every day from now today, they will be saying Buddham Sharanam Gacchami and jitna stock tha, utna sab usne le liya. Brilliant solution. Yes, no, say hi, yes, hello, hi. अरे यार थोड़ा सा हेलो हाय तो बोल देना. Thank you. Thank you, Zashi ji. Thank you. Thank you. Chalo. Coming back to the next word, adapt. Adapt is something, if there is something good happening, please adapt it. Control C, Control V. Please adapt it. Even in Dhirubhai Ambani's knowledge center in Mumbai, it is written, idea is no one's monopoly. It is not what you know, it is what you do with what you know. Again, it is not what you have, but it is what you do with what you have is more important. You might have the knowledge of universe, but if you don't know how to use that knowledge is wasted. So it is that you should do is more important. Like a technology which perhaps is called as a lotus effect. I don't know whether you have gone through this effect. This effect is that when a drop of water falls onto the lotus leaf, the drop rolls back. So then there is one company which says that let me adapt the technology of the lotus into my cloth. So tomorrow I will come up with shirts or trousers which I can go in a rainy season and drops of water can come and they'll just fall. People will be wearing umbrellas and raincoat and my takatak, all those branded shirts I can go around. I'm adapting a technology. It's not only technology, I can adapt a behavior also. There is a note taking for all those teachers, 113 teachers on the call. There are a lot of ways you can suggest your children. There is something which is called as Cornell note taking method. Please Google it up, or you can take a picture of this. They say that this is the way if you teach your students to take notes. Perhaps you already taught. Sorry, but then repetition is mother of learning. But I thought this is one thing I got to know very late in my, in fact, not late. I got to know about 3-4 years back only. I never knew this was one thing. Perhaps if you could teach them this, or perhaps one thing, friends, be honest with you and do this. Please commit by saying yes. Please do a KYC. So every bank does a KYC for you. Please do a KYC of every. How many of your students do a KYC of your? Please say yes, honestly. How many of you do a KYC of students in your class? Beautiful. For those who have said yes, please make sure first day, first show what the student likes. What are her or his hobbies? What are her goals and ambitions? Because if you as a teacher are going to help them fulfill their dreams, you would be that teacher which will go in their autobiography. So because of that, this is, yes, do it on the very first day. Yes, it has to be done. And madam, just don't wait for the first day. Keep it open, because this is a very evolving thing. Because as students go into their first year, second year, they will develop their likes, dislikes. Someone will be good in public speaking. Someone will good in drawing. Someone will good in these things. So whenever any opportunity comes, you can choose the right guy. So just doing a KYC is one part, but placing the students as to what are their strengths and liking is the real crutch. So it's a continuous process. Thank you so much. Coming back, I don't know, I use a lot of stories, and perhaps you also should be using a lot of stories. Let me share with you. I have a tool. How many of you can see this tool? It's a very easy tool. This is a very easy tool. This is called a story cube. You can make it. It's just a question of, it's a cube, it's a dice, and the dice have multiple colors. So all those teachers who are struggling to by heart the stories, never mind, you could just have how it written, but if you want to make it by heart, see, what is that you should do? You should use this 9 cubes and have different things painted and roll it. On the dice, whatever the picture comes, you should perhaps link those pictures and try and practice to make a story which will be making sense. I have some 7 pictures here, random pictures which were on my dice. And for an example, if I had to give an example, what is that I'm going to do? I'm going to just follow a routine where I've written 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to see if I can develop a story out of this. So maybe I can say when I was meditating, so that's a number 1, I was not able to concentrate because of the ice cream which I wanted to eat. And I also wanted some crayons to make play, because crayons and ice cream make me happy. So I'm now at number 4. So I'm trying to make sense out of the story where I started with meditation, included ice cream, included painting, and now I'm happy. And then I also get happy because I have a teddy bear which is always with me. And suddenly I was reminded of the school I wanted to go because of the alarm which started ringing. Ha, not bad, right? Not bad, not bad. Okay, this is one way you could just make it out. So this is a story which you could, so this is, if all those people can have those clues, this clues as a trigger to form stories, please use stories. People connect to stories very fast. At number 4, I'm to scamper, is modify. Modify is, as the word say, modify. You can make it large, you can make it small. Chotu kar sakte ho, bada kar sakte ho. You can make your sessions, you can make your lecture small, practical more, or you can make your practical small, lecture more. So all those things you can keep on doing it. There is way you could also change. Modify is the way you could always change to ask a question. So most of the times we say that 5 plus 5 will be 10. Instead of that, what would you get, or what could be the ways I could get 10? Can I get some answers, please? Can I get some answers, please? 8 plus 10. So if you are asking the question, see, I'm requesting you to frame it in such a way that you could not have that. 6 plus 4 is also 10. What else? What else? 8 plus 2, yes. What else? Okay, multiple, yes, 12 minus 2, 5 into 10. That's the way, no, you could, this is the way. See, agar aap, I'm loving it. 1 plus 1 plus 1, I'm loving it. 10,000 minus 990. This is what 20 divided by 2. Thank you, Professor Vijaya Lakshmi ji. Thank you for contributing. So all those things, this is how what will happen if you just reframe your, so modify the questions you ask in the class. So once you modify the questions you ask in the class, the results will also be different. So people will start thinking that 10 is 10 raised to 2 divided by something, and that's also 10. Or it can be a Sachin Tendulkar's t-shirt, right? In creativity is allowed. Sachin Tendulkar wears a 10 number jersey. So it can be Macy's jersey in the football. So there will be people who will raise their hand and say, sir, Sachin Tendulkar's jersey is number 10. Allow them. If you're teaching fractions, take this Lego, take it to the class. See, I wish someone would have taught me fractions like this. Oh, 3/4 kya hai yaar? 1/4 plus 3/4 is how much? And never I got it. But by the way, I was good in maths. But 1/4 plus 3/4, I was doing it. But if someone would have said with this Legos, would have taught me mathematics, I wish, the same thing would have stayed with me for a long. Make sure that you have your classrooms, which are not fixed classrooms. I always advocate, if you have budgets, please allow them to rotate all the chairs and things. Make them that pura classroom ka baithne ke liye jagah hone chahiye. They should have place to sit. So sitting arrangement needs to be flexible. Make sure that you include more MCQs in this. Make sure that you use acronyms, props, sit the way you want. All those multiple choice questions. So this is about modify. Let me come to the next. All those people, please write down on the sheet of paper as to what you will be doing, because otherwise, whatever time we have invested here will go waste. So I'll pause a minute. Please write down what is that you can substitute, what is that you can combine, what is that you can adapt, what is that you can modify, what is that you can put into other use. Putting into other use is something which putting into other use is a lot of things have a normal use. After the use, we scrap it. Give exercises or think कि एक normal pen है, after my use I usually throw it and I get it. But आज के बाद फेंकने का नहीं. आज के बाद फेंकने का नहीं. What is that I can do with this pen is what you should be provoking the students. And with this, you perhaps can get a lot of good and creative ideas. Is what is that you can put? You have a spare lecture. You have a spare day. What is that you can do with that? With this, if you see on the screen, there is a railway engine which is used as a bridge. Otherwise, it would have gone as a waste. Put it into other use. So please encourage students. Please, as you as a teacher, make sure that what is that you can perhaps give that value addition to this. A tire which otherwise would be thrown out. If I can just tie this, see the laughter on the face of that girl. There are 4 tires to a car minimum, and how many cars in Bhilai or any other city you belong to, and they all perhaps need a change every 5 years, 6 years. An amount of tire wastage is there. Why don't we pick up these tires and have these things of this? Or someone decided, a lot of people buy things onto Amazon, and then you are left with boxes. They say that I will not throw these boxes. I will draw a stencil on this box and I'll make a desk out of this box. So folks, please encourage to find out another use. The next word on the scamper is eliminate. Whatever is not useful, please eliminate. Or what can be eliminated with something better, please replace it. So what is that someone did on phone? They thought that numbers on the phone were not needed. I can just eliminate because I can just say dial Rajeev, dial Meghna. Someone said, so they said that why need this? And that's where the these smartphones were born. Similarly, please, for God's sake, my humble request, haath jod ke vinanti hai. There are things which we all as teachers should be doing it. And this was one lesson was taught by my father. He said that wherever you want to praise, praise in public, criticize in private. All cabins, all your class, in presence of their friends, please do not criticize. Even if you have to criticize someone, please criticize in private, praising. This is what you can eliminate. And the last thing I would request, please don't go with a frown. I'm seeing professors ki sabhi dunya ka, even they have problems more than Narendra Modi faces problem in the world. They will go with a frown. Don't be with smile. I've seen videos where teacher will welcome each student with a different smile, with a different dance. Eliminate the fear of exams. Please eliminate. After my exams, I'm giving them, these are the classes of MBA students, they are eating famous Pune mein cream roll milta hai. So I after the exam, I'm taking those papers back and serving them cream rolls. See the memories. Please create memories. People will remember you for memories you create. Please don't have that stress, because they anyway are so stressed. So it's our duty today to make sure that we don't pass on the stress. And there are a lot of things we can eliminate. We can eliminate marking systems with grades. We can allow students. I give one exam to students where they rate themselves. I tell them कि जो तुमने बनाया है ना, आप खुद ही mark दे दो. And believe me, people are very honest. I have students who have given 5 marks out of 10, 6, 7, and few people have said that I deserve 10 also. Please accept what they say. So this is what you could be doing in case of elimination. And the last acronym onto this is the word called as reverse. So if there is one beautiful example where there was a problem with honey which was not coming out, where someone said that let me have the opening instead of up, let me have it at the bottom. Think what is that you can reverse? Can the competition be collaboration? Can the homework be done in the class itself? Can the exams not be on Mondays or on Sundays? Can you allow people to this? Can I rearrange my books into a workbooks? So think over there. I would like to leave this with a lot of these thoughts, wherein it's our duty to make them a smart crows. Let me leave you with this one last task, wherein I want you to tell you with one concept, and then I have 5 more minutes and I will conclude my session with this. Folks, this wow is a beautiful thing. Please write down the definition of wow. The definition of wow is on the screen. I will explain you what it is. Wow is experience divided by expectations. Again, wow is experience divided by expectations. I'll give you an example. Suppose I go to an hotel. I say I want to go to Sholapur and I request my friend, please book a hotel and he says, what is that you expect? I said, I need clean beds, hot water chahiye, Wi-Fi bhi chahiye, and then tea, coffee because that's pressure building, and I need a TV because I'm traveling alone. And then I go to the hotel and I get all the things. So whatever my expectations is the experience I get. So out of 5, I get all the 5. So my wow factor in that hotel is 1. Suppose I actually go to that room and they say that click hot water and cold water starts. So thande pani se nahana chahiye. And then I call up the reception. He says that, sir, there is no hot water. Arey, kya ho gaya? What happened? That MCB is tripped. So tomorrow morning hot water will come. So out of my 5 things, my experience is 4. I switch on my TV and he says that the cable is no longer there. The cable is no longer there. So now my experience is 3. Now whenever, please folks, we all teachers, we just have to remember, if your students are not attending the classes, if you are not one of the favorite ones, if you feel that people are not interested, you are not giving them the wow. A wow is the experience. Because when I go to another hotel, instead of 5 things, he gives me a shower which perhaps has massage facility. The hotel gives me something which is a dinner which was not expected. He also gives me fruit baskets. He also gives me a drop off to my airport. He also gives me a return gift. So if at all I have to choose between hotel A and B, the B hotel is giving me 10 things, whereas the expectations I had is only 5. So folks, I will go to a hotel or a place which will give me a better wow, because the wow at this place is greater than 1. It is 2. If at all your spouse starts eating a hotel, if at all students start leaving early, if at all you feel the attendance is getting this, I'm sure the first indication is that you should be able to give them the wow, what they deserve, which is number of things. With this, folks, a kind request to all of you, please make sure that creativity is one thing which you and me can perhaps use this to make our classes a better class. Wow is what you should be doing it. Anything in your life, so if you have to be relevant, you have to make sure that wow is greater than 1. If at all the wow is 1, less than 1, Ram Nam Satya, take my word, you would be extinct, sir. If you want to be relevant in that AD after Corona, after distancing, it is that wow you should be ready. And to get a wow which is greater than 1, creativity is the tool. Make sure that you are not the one control C, control V. If at all I was able to get the wow greater than 1 in this session, please write it down on the type. If at all I would have made you wow, you came up with some expectation with this session. Our 100 people at 4 o'clock didn't just come to pass their time. They came up with the expectations. If at all I was able to meet your expectations, then please allow me that wow which you feel this. With this, it's 4:30, 4:32 on my watch. That's the end of the time. I'll stay for some time. If you have any questions, would love to answer it. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming to this session and being a part of this session. I wish you all the best in your teaching career, a good health, and I'm sure with this you will attempt to make your sessions a really a wow sessions. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the comments.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable information, sir. Actually, Dolly Madam is busy, therefore I am here. And participants, if anyone want to ask any question from sir, please ask.
Thank you, Sunita ma'am. Thank you for all the comments. If there are any observations, any comments, I will love to have them. You can take my
Sir,
number.
can you please share your email ID or phone number, anything?
Yes, I would. And if you need any help into developing activities, this is my email ID and this is my number. I'm based out of Pune and share whatever best I have.
So you also said you had a blog or a website where we could probably refer to the creative work that you do.
I have put some things onto this. I have written a lot of ebooks and which I circulated widely. You could send me, type me on WhatsApp. I'll send you a few. This is the website where you could see a few of my creations. The website is not updated, but there's something which I have done. That's my first name and the last name. Great. Thank you so much again. Lovely to be talking with you. All the best. I hope to see you or meet you sometime again. Thank you for inviting me for this wonderful seminar. I wish all the best for the remaining sessions, and I'm sure the learnings of this will help you improve your wow, which definitely should be more than one. You have your permission to log out, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you very your valuable knowledge, your valuable information sharing with us, and really we are thankful to you because you have given your valuable time, sir. And definitely we will meet again, sir, for sharing such kind of valuable information. Okay. Thank you, sir. Very good day to you. And dear participant, tomorrow session will start from 10:15. So you may leave. Attendance link I will share in the WhatsApp group.